This is Ag Matters PM from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, brought to you by the Iowa Soybean Association, your source for the latest Iowa ag news headlines right here in the heart of the heartland. With reports from our award-winning team of Dustin Hoffman, Riley Smith, Mark Magnuson, and Andy Peterson. Now, from the IARN studios in Des Moines, here's Mark.
Hello and welcome into Ag Matters PM on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. I'm Mark Magnuson. Today is Tuesday, February 4th of 2025, and we're so glad you can join us for today's show. Coming up in today's show, I will be joined by Kaden Sweeney of agmarket.net for our closing markets. But first, I'm joined by the new president of the Iowa Pork Producers Association, Aaron Juergens.
Mark Magnuson for the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, and I'm joined today by Aaron Juergens. He is the new president of the Iowa Pork Producers Association, officially as of this week, and we are at Iowa Pork Congress 2025. First of all, Aaron, congratulations, and what does it feel like now to be in this new role and an exciting new adventure for you?
Thanks, Mark. It's been great. It's something you always look forward to doing. Since I've been involved with Iowa Pork, I've always wanted to be the sitting president, and here it is, and really looking forward to it. It's been an exciting day so far.
And Aaron, could you tell me your background in the state of Iowa and then your background with the Iowa Pork Producers Association?
Yeah, definitely. My family has been involved in agriculture since the late 40s. We started off doing cream, eggs, and fur, then evolved over time through then, and now I do a service-based business with swine livestock, and it's been going pretty well. And live in Carroll, Iowa, went to school at Kemper and graduated from Loras College, and it's been wonderful. So everything in Iowa's been great.
And what has been your duties with the Iowa Pork Producers Association?
I've been involved in committees for the last 10, 15 years, and when you work your way up through the committees, I got involved with the board and then been involved in different committees, working my way up through there. And last year I was president-elect and then took over as president yesterday, so now I'm the president.
And Aaron, as you view it going into this job, what do you think is your role as president within this organization? What are you looking as your goals to help this organization going forward?
Each year we have different initiatives. As things change, you always got to kind of update your goals. And we've really been all hands on deck on domestic demand. We've had great exports. There's multiple different things we have firing on all cylinders. But the things we're working on with, from local all the way up to the national level is creating and sustaining, domestic demand for pork.
And you bring that up, exports have obviously been doing a great job of helping everybody out in the pork industry, but that we have kind of seen that indications, down the road that the domestic demand is so important because consumers are just changing and they're doing things differently. And we've seen so much work in this field to try and reach out and understand the consumer here recently.
Yep, definitely. And there's multiple things we've been doing differently. We've had a lot of different reports we've been going on, and even the things I've seen that we've done and they've been super important. It's so nice to see that the things we're doing and the dollars we're spending is creating demand. And like I said, we don't just want to do blips in demand. We want to create long-term stable demand, and that takes a lot of time, a lot of research, a lot of patience, and a good group to make it work. And we do have a great group. We do have the innovation to make it happen, and it just takes time for great things to evolve. So that's where we're at right now.
Aaron, as we go into 2025, we know 2023 was a tough year for producers when it comes to profitability. 24 was a little bit better. This year, is there optimism for the producer going into this year?
Yes, the last couple of years it was stressful, and then this year, with the way the market's looked, according to the way the board looks, there's going to be opportunity to make money this year, and that's wonderful to backfill the last couple of years. So this is going to be a great year.
Something I've heard here recently, I think a little bit more, is the voicing of the fact that the individual producer, the small producer, needs to have that voice within the organizations, whether it be state or at the national level. Have you heard that sentiment from farmers, and what is kind of your viewpoint on that?
Yes, it's always it's great to hear from everybody, even just walking over here to do the media interviews. I've saw different, from big producers to small producers, just talk. And then they all know me because we all do get together, whether they have, 5 pigs or a million sows, the conversations evolve at all, and we're all on the same ship. You know what I mean? So it's like whether you're at the local level, have time to come down today, or whether you have aspirations to be the president of Iowa Pork someday, or go to the national level, we all have the same we all have the same dreams and goals. So whether you have 1 pig or a million sows, we all want the same things, and that's why this organization is important, because it encompasses all.
And I know that Iowa Pork Producers Association also works with the national groups in hand. You are always in communication. What does that link look like for the producer that maybe doesn't know? Are you guys talking every day? Is that a constant collaborative effort?
I've known all the people that have been involved at the national level, so sometimes like you're always talking pigs, you know what I mean? So whether it's the county level, the state level, or even the national level, the conversation always has the same theme. So, but like it's conversations going on all the time. Not that you're replicating things, but like the vision for the national is a lot different than the Iowa level because we're Iowa, you know what I mean? So, but they got to encompass all. But we try to do matchup initiatives and share resources to make the best investment for your checkoff dollars.
Aaron Juergens, Iowa Pork Producers Association, new president. Aaron, is there anything else you'd like to let our Iowa pork producers know about when it comes to joining in this new role, and anything you're excited about for 2025?
I'm super excited for 2025 and beyond. We have great initiatives going on. Get involved, be part of the solution, and thanks to all the pork producers in Iowa. So,
Aaron, thanks so much, and once again, congratulations on the new role.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you to Aaron Juergens of the Iowa Pork Producers Association for joining today's show. Coming up next, it will be the closing markets with Kaden Sweeney of agmarket.net. But first, it is time for a word from our sponsor, the Iowa Soybean Association and the Soybean Checkoff.
Iowa Soybean Association is driven to deliver for Iowa's 40,000 soybean farmers. We're proud to provide objective agronomic research, a helping hand with soil and water stewardship, and timely industry news powered by the Soybean Checkoff. Learn more at iasoybeans.com.
You're watching Ag Matters PM on the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network, and I'm joined now by Kaden Sweeney of agmarket.net. Kaden, the information is coming in fast and furious this week. Things are changing quickly. How did the grains trade here today on Tuesday?
Yeah, kind of. You're hitting it exactly on the head. Definitely a whipsaw week and probably going to continue. But, we were down overnight, especially on the bean side, as some news about Chinese tariffs, hit the wire in the middle of the night, and then certainly clawed back up this morning during the day session, and really closing at or above resistance on corn and beans both today. So this market's pretty excited, wanting to push higher. It seems like even in the face of negative news, but front month corn closing up a nickel today, front month beans up 17 or so.
And as we watch everything that's happening right now with the tariff talk in this country, at the same time, did we take our eye off the ball a little bit with the South American weather? Because I know that in Argentina, they actually did lower those crop conditions a little bit here recently. Is there actually some things that we can trade off with the weather in South America right now?
It certainly matters. I mean, it's not quite as sexy as a headline right now as, the tariff deal is, but it certainly matters. And I think by the end of the day, and not literally the end of the day, but by the time it's all said and done, that South America is still going to be big, even though Argentina is shrinking, 5, 6, 7, 8 million metric tons. I think Brazil is at least 15 bigger than last year, if not close to 20. So I think, when you add the two together, South America as a whole is still bigger than last year. But there's no doubt about it that fundamentally corn and beans both are vastly different than they were a month ago. And I think that's what you're seeing the market try to flesh out, is just how different shape we're in, how bullish it is. Market usually overreacts, going both ways, but it sure feels like right now direction is higher as far as money flow is concerned.
And then on the other side of the ag marketplace, how did cattle and hogs trade today?
Yeah, cattle continuing to slide a bit. And again, we're coming from such a high place, obviously, where they were just ripping faces every day higher, where we've been lower about 5 sessions in a row now. Fats down $1.50 and feeders down 2.50. I just don't think that you're overly concerned, at least from a fundamental standpoint. I think the guts of the rally are still there, just a much needed breather, and for a market that's not always a bad thing. Hogs on the other side, limit down yesterday. I'm basically getting it all back today, up 3.5 or so, trading higher. So I mean, to me, the hog story is largely a tariff story again. I think that's more what they're trading than anything, but pretty interesting. We basically wiped out yesterday already. So good day today for the hogs for sure, up about 3.5.
Kaden, I know that agmarket.net recently had its conference in Nashville, and I'm sure you were talking about things, thinking about months down the road here. If and when we do get to all of the tariffs being in place, or any of the tariffs that are being rumored to be put into place, if those do happen, would one side of the ag marketplace in terms of the livestock be affected more? Would it affect beef more or hogs, or would it be kind of the same across the board?
Gosh, that's a good question, and my gut feeling is going to be based a bit off of kind of the market reaction we've seen this week so far, and so to me that would be hogs feeling it a bit more. I'm certainly no expert, but I think a lot of pork traded with Canada, and so I think yesterday after the close is when the news that the Canada tariffs were getting delayed. And so I think that's why you saw such a strong market today and couldn't claw anything back yesterday because we were already closed. So to me, the cattle market is more a domestic supply issue. As far as why it has been so bullish and traded so well, to me, as not necessarily in the know, but gun to my head, I think that tariff deal is going to impact hogs more than cattle.
Kaden, what's the best way for our viewers to get in touch for more marketing information and maybe to talk about some of the things we've discussed here today?
Yes, sir. Just go to our website, agmarket.net, and we can help any way that your operation needs, managing some risk in these times that there's certainly plenty on the table. So happy to help however we can.
Kaden Sweeney of agmarket.net, my guest here today. Kaden, thanks so much for the time. Always appreciate it. Have a great rest of your week.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Mark. Thanks a lot.
Thank you to Kaden Sweeney of agmarket.net for joining today's show and our closing markets. Let's take a look at how the markets closed. You can find the market numbers anytime under the Markets tab of our website at iowaagnet.com.
March corn closes up 5 3/4 at $4.94.5. March soybeans up 16 3/4 at $10.75 even. March soybean meal up 10.30 at $3.14 even. March soybean oil down 75 cents at $45.76. Chicago wheat up 10 1/4 at $5.77 even. Minneapolis wheat up 5 1/4 at $6.21 3/4. Kansas City hard red wheat up 9 cents at $5.94 3/4. March oats up 6 1/4 at $3.59 1/4. On the Merc, February live cattle down $1.10 at $201.87. March feeder cattle down $2.25 at $268.25. February lean hogs up 75 cents at $85.07. February pork cutout unchanged at $93.20. Class 3 milk up 25 cents at $20.31.
That's it for our closing markets for today, and that brings us to the end of today's episode. You can find all of our content on our website at iowaagnet.com. You can also follow us on YouTube. Click on the notification icon as well. We'll let you know whenever we have any new videos available for you. You can listen to our morning, midday, and closing market podcast wherever you find your favorite podcast at Apple, Amazon, Google, Spotify, and Podbean. Also, don't forget to check out our daily Iowa Ag Matters podcast. And you can follow us on social media at Facebook, X, TikTok, and LinkedIn. From the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network studios in Des Moines, I'm Mark Magnuson. For Riley Smith, Andy Peterson, and Dustin Huffman, we thank you for watching. This has been Ag Matters PM.